Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Ranting Redhead, with yet another episode. And today I am going to teach you how to stand up to your bully. Now, look, you hear this all the time when you were in school and your teacher tells you, like, it's during that homeroom and that they're required to do it once a month, have a quote-unquote anti-bully meeting about how to deal with in-person bullying or cyberbullying. And it's always like, well, you have to learn to ignore, and you have to go to the local parent or guidance counselor for advice. And even if you do that, they'll say to the person, it's like, oh, stop bullying. That's a bad thing. You're getting a warning next time. That's all it is. Nothing happens, and you know what? You keep getting bullied, and you look like a wimp when you rat. Nobody wants to look like a wimp when you rat it out. But you know what? With my advice that I am going to give you today, you will no longer have any bullying problems at all. First of all, if you want to take the quote unquote professional advice, and it's like how to deal with a bully properly. Sure, go ahead. Try telling your parents, and they'll say, get thicker skin, which I'm not disagreeing with. Or they'll say, I am going to have a stern talking to with that guidance counselor, dag nabbit. And then they call the bully into the office, and it's all like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Don't do it again, because we don't want to hear about it again. That's the only reason why they care, just so they don't have to deal with it. And you know what? This doesn't even extend to just school. I'm talking about in everyday life, whether it's a job or not. You go to HR, they'll say, hey, stop doing that, because next time you're getting written up, buddy boy. And look, I will say this. If you really want to try and, take the traditional route, go ahead. But I'm going to give you some advice today on what to do if you are being bullied and you can't take it anymore. Here's what you do. Okay, no matter what age you are, if you're dealing with a bully, you can always do one thing. And look, it's a bit demeaning to you, but it'll be more insulting to the bully. Sleep with their mother. Now, look, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, because if you're a girl, you can't sleep with the dad. That won't offend the bully. But if you go with the mom, I guarantee you, listen, you're going to have to convert into temporary lesbo. And you're going to have to get her to go temporary lesbo. But it's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And look, the reason I say this is because, number one, personal satisfaction. Number two, you also have the fact that you could become the new daddy of the household. I don't even care if you're 13 and you're doing this, sure. And you know what? That's even better. That's even better. If you're 13 and doing this, the mom will go to jail, and then the bully will no longer have a mother. So no matter what, it's good. It's good for you. It benefits you in the long run because you're hurting the bully. So that's one of the best pieces of advice I can give. If you have a bully, sleep with the mother. But like I said, even if you're like older, if you're a regular adult and you need to do this, do what you have to do, because you'll regret a little bit of it, while you're doing it. But it'll be like, hey, I can be the new daddy. I'm going to be your new stepdad. And so, you know what? You can really demean this person, and they'll crumble like a kid. Now, granted, unfortunately, not everybody has a mother, whether they passed on or whether they, don't see their mother anymore, if they're not close with their mom, whatever. So you know what? There are other methods to get back at your bully aside from sleeping with the mother. And yeah, I am going to tell you some more. Now, granted, if you are an adult, here's another thing you could do. You can't do this yourself because you'll have a motive, but you can have someone slash their tires. I mean, why not? You gotta make sure the person does it smartly, to where you gotta make sure the person doesn't get caught. But hey, you know what? That's all. If you're getting desperate, have someone slash their tires. I mean, I'm not advocating violence against people, but against their automobiles. If they're really being rude to you, they deserve it. So you know what? That's what I want to see. If I see you slashing somebody's tires, I just know I'm not going to call the cops, because I know that number one, I have a loyal fan, and number two, someone's actually taking my advice. So if I see you slashing tires, I will look the other way, because you know what? It's the best piece of advice I can give. Okay, and another piece of advice I'll give, and this I am advocating violence. What you have to do, it's like prison. Go up to your bully when they're not looking. Give them one good crack in the mouth. Get them on the ground. Make sure. I mean, don't really beat the shit out of them. Unless they really have it coming. In which case, you're gonna get in trouble. But it'll probably be worth it in the moment. Maybe not afterwards. But if you gave them a good crack in the jaw, I guarantee you they'll leave you alone because they'll see you fighting back and do it in front of a bunch of other people. Sure, there'll be witnesses, but you know what? Witnesses can also be paid off. 2, you'll look awesome. You'll look great standing up to your bully. I mean, there's nothing. Okay, I got a funny story. Side note: this is a funny story about how I didn't mean to stand up to a bully, but I did, and I did it in front of a bunch. It was completely an accident, but oh my god, I actually felt awful in the moment, but then I'm like, you know what? He kind of fucking deserved it. Where it was one of those like midget wrestling kids. You all know every school has one. Those the not he wasn't actually a little person. He was just maybe like. He was short. He was like Danny. He's like Danny DeVito. Maybe a little taller. But anyway, I mean, I haven't seen him in a while. So he might have gotten taller. Puberty might have finally caught up to him at age 18. But this was in 7th grade when this happened. So we're outdoors for like one of those stupid field days, yada, yada, yada. Ironically, there was an ambulance right there because we were learning about all kinds of professions. Like there was a fire truck there, all that kind of gobbledygook. And they were right next to the football field, and he was a football player, and they had like those those stupid dummies like that, the blow up things that you're supposed to tackle, and so people were doing that, and he kept doing it over and over, and I really hated this fucker, let me tell you, and at the last second he was running towards it, and as a joke, I was trying to just throw him off a little bit. But I like just tried to tap like the dummy. It moved so quickly, like it was so light that when I kicked it a little bit, it like went all the way to the left, and he like jumped into nothing and broke his wrist. He actually was just boom, landed on his wrist, and well, everybody saw it. And I was like, well, wasn't my intention, but hey, you know what? He never ever messed with me again. This is all true. I swear to God, this is true. He never messed with me again. Like I said, you'll feel awful in the moment, possibly, if you do it accidentally like I did. But, you know what? When you look back at it like I am now, you'll feel pretty fucking good. I'm not going to lie. But another thing you can do if you're in school, if you're a bully, everyone has one thing that they like to do. Not necessarily that they're good at, but that they like to do, whether it's chess, art, sports, anything. Everybody tries to be good at something, otherwise they're not a bully, they're a psychopath. And what you have to do, and once again, do all this in front of people. If you can bang the bully's mom in front of a crowd of people, then you'll never have him be a bully again, or her. But what was I talking about? What the hell was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So what you do is find something that they're really good at, and no matter what you do, work day in, day out, skip your homework, don't do anything except learn how to be better at this activity than the bully is. Stand them up once and for all, whether it's baseball. If he can hit a triple, make sure you hit a home run, and make sure you do it well in front of all the cheerleaders, of course. But that is what you have to do. Make sure, if he hits a home run, make sure that you hit a grand slam. Do whatever it takes and bury this fucker at his own game. That's another thing you can do. Like I said, unless you want to follow the teacher's advice that you learned throughout middle school, in which case carry on, and you know what? Never realize what it feels like to be alive. Like when I was in middle school, they were always emphasizing like cyberbullying because cyberbullying was the real thing. And look, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist or anything, but there is a really, really simple answer to avoid cyberbullying. It is not hard at all. Turn off the app. Literally, just don't pay attention. Like I said, if someone's doing it to your face in school, at work, in public, whatever, it's hard to ignore. That's why I'm giving you this $1 million advice right now. But honestly, if you are really concerned about cyberbullying, like it's like, oh, someone on Facebook is making fun of me, and someone on TikTok pointed out something about me that I don't approve of myself. Well, you know what? Turn the app off. It's that simple. You have the means to ignore it. Like I said, if you have a face-to-face encounter, it is really hard to ignore, which in case bang their mom or beat them at baseball. You have two options. Well, you have more, but those are the best ones I can think of. Or punch them in the face. I don't care who it is. You know what? If you think your principal has it out for you, punch them in the face. But okay, what was I saying? No, I was saying, like I said, with cyberbullying, it's not that hard. And look, it's not that it is a real thing. I'm not denying that. But it's so easy to ignore. I didn't have Facebook until I was in 9th grade. And this was in 2016. I didn't care to have it because, like, what's the point? Like, I didn't care. Oh my God. Like I said, it baffles me that people get really, truly depressed about cyberbullying when it's so simple. Just turn it off, or you know what? Do it back. Do it back at them. If they're saying to you, it's like, oh, hey, well, you know what? Did you see, did you see little Timmy's, shitty face with the zits and whatnot? Oh my God, how ugly. Then you know what you say? Yeah, well, you know what? I heard that your mom banged a horse. 9 months later, you came out. That's a running joke from a previous episode. But you can literally just throw it right back at them. If they start it, you know what? They drew first blood, not me. I mean, look, like I said, that was my amazing Stallone impression. But it's true. If they start it, you have every right to continue it and finish it and shut that fucker down. And not a hard thing to comprehend. I mean, really, like I said, with cyberbullying, you can easily turn it off. But I'm going to give you some more advice about face-to-face bullying. Another thing you can do, if this is in a school, then you know what you do? Fill the bully's locker with ants. You know what? I mean, look, it's kind of hard to get fire ants to where they'll kill them, but you know what? Ants it'll make them look gross and sick and disgusting. I guarantee you it'll work. I guarantee it. Put a snake in their locker. I got one for you. Put a tarantula in their gym bag. How about that? Let's see, because I don't find spiders that scary, but I guarantee you, if somebody opened up their gym bag and there's a spider, I just want to see their reaction, because this could be hit or miss, but it could really hit if it works. And it all depends on the bully. If you know they're afraid of spiders, if I opened up a gym bag and I saw a spider, I'd be like, huh, I didn't expect that in there. But if you get a whiny little bitch that is afraid of spiders, as soon as they opened up their gym bag, they're gonna go, ah! You're gonna hear that, and I think it'll really demean them. Because that's something that'll happen right in public. They'll hear that. All my neighbors heard me just do it now. Believe me, they'll hear it if they're all in the same locker room. Okay, here's another piece of advice. And look, this is if the bully is a man, okay? And you know what? I'm just gonna say this. Only another guy can do this. If you're a girl, don't do this because you don't understand. But if a guy is bullying another guy, okay? This is man-on-man action. So, what you do, you kick them right in the balls as hard as... Look, it's a cheap shot, but if they're bullying you hard enough, that's the surefire way to bring them down. Unless, unless they have a twat under there, believe me, they're gonna go down fast. I mean, I've done it before and it works great. Look, you feel like a chicken afterwards, but once again, it's one of those things to where in the moment, oh my god, it'll feel great. I mean, honestly, and you know what you even have to do after that? Wash your shoe afterwards. Make them look really disgusting. Okay, another piece of advice I got for you. This is one that just spurted to the mind here. What you do is you like type out little facts about the person, and they don't have to be true. You can listen. I am not against libel here, okay? You can have someone say like, "Oh yeah, they sniff goat." You can write where it's like, "Oh yeah, Billy Bob here sniffs goat scrotum." You can have something like that and put them up all over the school or the business or the office, whatever. Like I said, I'm talking just from my experience here. So this is mainly for school use, but believe me, I'm pretty sure this is applicable anywhere else. So yeah, and then just keep posting stuff where it's like, yeah, they sniff goat scrotum. They eat, oh my God. They eat newborn birds. They eat baby birds. You can like literally just stuff like that. Put them like plaster that shit everywhere. People will see it. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that it's true, but I guarantee you it'll get on that person's nerves so fast that eventually like people will come up to them and be like, dude, why are people saying that about you? Even if they know it's not true, they're gonna get sick of people saying like, I don't want to hear about the fact that I eat snake shit. Okay? Stuff like that. It's that simple. And I will say this, out of all the advice that I got, you can always just be like me and, be funnier than the person. If you can kill them with comedy, it's the best feeling in the world. Somebody tries to bully you, and if you're able to like get them right back with something snappy and funny, you will be a king. I guarantee it. Or queen, if you have the boobies. But yeah, with that, I will end the episode. Thank you all so much for listening. I look forward to doing the next one. We're almost at 50 episode, bitches! We're getting there. And like I said, when I hit the 50th episode, I will get very, very intoxicated on my birthday. Because it's coming right up! 21 years old. God, I feel really, really freaking old. I mean, oh, God. I'm doing another little side tangent here. I apologize for the little tease that I was ending. You were probably looking forward to clicking on something else, but I have to say something. When I said this a few times, I'm like, God, I feel old. And people are like, oh, please, you're still a baby. Oh, please. You know what, though? I haven't experienced, all the crap that you have. But to me, this is old because it's the oldest I've ever been. Every new day, I'm a little bit older. So, of course, I'm going to feel older. Let me feel old. Why do people have to change my mind? I don't want to feel old, but that's the way I feel. Don't tell me how to feel. Okay, that was a side tangent. I'm sorry. I will end the episode. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And that's all I ask. And spread the word to all the hot bitches out there. Tell them about it. Please. Bye-bye!